colors at all in the temple. Maybe don't let it go at that, but there are a lot of...
CB squared has 51 minus degrees of freedom, making... I got hungry, and I ate it. We're Americans, and we only like competition, okay? I'm eating, and I'm reading a book, and this waitress comes up.
Making a little communist robot, but it is trolled by living brains much like those inside your head. Researchers...
This moth isn't just swinging around, it's been bugged.
Grow collections around 3,000 brain cells in the lab. The cells grow collections to each other and start communicating using
electrodes implanted into his muscles.
Some are hard to found respond predictably. Signals from robots ultrasound distance sensor.
Here, signals are sent to its left flight muscle to make it lift that wing.
The output of these cells can be used to control
different signals can be sent for it to lower its wing, to lift both wings at once, or to make them flat.
They each have a motor in them, and it actually drives forward when I walk. It actually powers that knee through the step.
Powered through Bluetooth technology.
Increasing the frequency of the pulse makes the wings beat faster. If a signal is sent only to one side while the moth is flying, it will veer in that direction. Implanted electrodes into the brains of tree beetles,
and they
close to
talk to
neurons
each other and try to
flight.
mimic the stride length.
A computer
that
program in
the
the
other one's
device
doing. If I speed
controls
up,
the
the other one
beetle,
can realize
and
it's
here
doing it,
it
and
beats
it'll
its
speed up
wings
as well.
and takes off when a negative voltage is sent to its brain. Researchers are putting moths in control and using them as a pair of eyes. They've found out how to intercept signals from their visual system and how to use them to make a robot move. Here, a graduate student demonstrates how the robot can be steered. Combining living and machine components could eventually make robotic systems more effective.
Legs when an IED hit his convoy in Fallujah, Iraq in 2006.
The IED went off directly underneath me and took off basically everything that was hanging over the ledge of the seat, my legs. And then it killed my sergeant in front of me and my good friend next to me. My gunner lost his right leg. I shattered my hip. I had 32 pins in my hip. I broke my pelvis, so I have a 6-inch screw holding that together. I lost both legs above the knee. I broke 4 fingers, broke my jaw, broke my nose, lacerated kidney. So I recovered well, I think, and great care here and done well.
Today, I use the Bluetooth prosthetics.
It's a lot of hip control. In my other legs, I usually have to use all my thigh to power through things, but since these are moving on their own, then I actually just kind of have to lift and shift my weight a little bit.
He says they're a bit heavier than the other 2 microchip prosthetics he's worn, but they require much less effort to operate.
If they're not programmed right, they kind of do their own thing sometimes, and they'll kick for no reason. Like you'll just be standing there and be like, and just kick off to the side.
Able to master the stairs just yet.
Sometimes when you go near a computer or something, you'll hear the computer start freezing, so it does do that a lot. And I'll be like, I'm sorry, and I have to turn my legs off.
In communicating robot wirelessly, the team plans to use their robot brain power on new behavior in the future. They hope there are enough similarities to teach about unknown aspects of our own brain.
I am a time traveler from the year 4020. I stole a time machine from the government. And I have traveled from the beginning of time to the end of time. And that's where I have picked up all of the instruments that I use during my show. I put my hands in animal traps. I hang weights for my piercings. I swallow a large sword. I love meeting all the people, being in front of crowds, and being able to travel. I have been doing this for about 15 years, performing sideshow on stage. How many shows I do a year? Almost one a weekend. So almost every weekend I have a show that I do. It's a little freaky for people, especially when we do events all ages. So doing all ages shows freaks some of the kids out, but most people are very receptive. The thing that would entice people to come see my show is if you've never seen a sword swallower before, you get to see one. And also at the end of my show, I let people staple money directly to my body. So if you want to be interactive and participate, you can do that as well.
All right, folks, here we blow with another drunk news report. And do I have some crazy, insane topics for us to go over? All right, let's go ahead and bring in the peoples. And then we'll say hello to the Sedima chat. And we'll get into some interesting stuff and things. So here below, let's go ahead and bring in our co-host. That's everybody's favorite.
But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
Yes, I guess you're right. How you doing?
And yeah, right. Like I'm anybody's favorites. Anything. Well, yeah, nah.
You're my favorite co-host.
Maybe somebody's favorite dumbass or something like that. I know that's you.
Sure. Sure, yes.
You're a
Yes.
dumbass.
You're my favorite dumbass. Oh, sure. I'm the, yeah, totally. And you help keep me together for sure. All right, let's bring in our other guests. And then if there's anybody else who wants to join us on the panel, go ahead and go to the Decimal Chords and click on the links. And yes, anybody else who's in our Decimal Chords, if you're not part of the Decimal Chords, let us know and we can send a link.
If you're not part of our
okay,
Discord,
so let's bring in.
Sorry.
Yes, but we do have a noob in.
Oh, is that me or is that me? Is that Borg? Who's freezing up? And that's Slim. That's freezing. I see. Okay. Why is he freezing?
Am I back now?
Yeah, you're back. I was just gonna say. Oh, sorry.
What the?
I just. What? You probably got something heavy running on your computer.
Okay, now let's hope that whatever was downloading, uploading, whatever. Hopefully, it's done. Jesus Christ! All right, let's bring in our other guest, and then we'll crack on.
No. I first got to stream. Skip me! Sorry, he just popped in.
Yep. So let's bring in our other guests, and let's hope a couple more people show up. And if not,
bring in the other weirdos.
A bunch of crazy insanity for us for the news articles. So let's bring in everybody's favorite.
Mama!
Oh, mama.
Yes, and how are you both? How's you both doing?
I'm really good.
Why is that? Go ahead and do it now.
Well,
say why.
I've been drinking all evening because there was football or soccer, as they call it in America.
Now just call it football.
It was my country versus Brainless's country, and we won.
And what happened?
We won.
Yes, I watched the game.
Suckers.
I saw it.
And can I help out your
game,
is your internet at the moment, Slim? No, it's not.
Hopefully in a second it should be back to being normal. I think my computer is just downloading something or updating something, and I think that's why it's crying like a little baby right now, pretty much. Anyways, so what was the score?
It was 2-1.
Doggos. Yes.
It was 2-1.
England 2, Netherlands
in the last minute
1. Yeah. I thought they were going to go into overtime, but it didn't end up happening, and the British won.
Hi, Skits, by the way.
I mean,
trust me, in England, they're out.
We'll get.
That's our national sport.
We'll get over there in a second. Yes.
Yeah,
I thought we were going to go overtime, but then it happened the last minute. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, what I didn't do, Mama, how are you doing? Really quick.
I'm good. Very good.
Well, mediocre.
Awesome. Good to hear.
You're definitely mediocre. You're not.
I'm mediocre. Oh, excuse me. I'm mediocre.
Mediocre.
Sorry.
I don't believe that. How did Ochre get so meaty? Never mind.
Right? Poor Okra being mediocre.
It's only football. It's only soccer.
Mediocre.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care about that shit.
It seems like
as long as Okra is okay with getting meatier.
I don't know why.
Okay, I was kind of hoping, if it was the other way around, I would have been an asshole. Why are you shouting at me, dude? I'm gonna admit that, but this is the only match that I even checked the score. Just because I was hoping to annoy you. That's the only fucking reason. I don't care.
Well, the boots on you the foot, isn't it? In a football term. I'm annoying you now.
No.
Okay. So the next game is the finals, right? And it's going to be Spain and
England Sunday.
Yep, that's going to be the finals. Yep, Sunday.
England will lose, by the way. I know that. And Brainless will be supporting Spain.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that England wins. And that has nothing to do with them beating us. It has something to do with me liking a couple of nice people from England.
Whoa, you've never been so conceited in your life ever.
So anyways, let's crack on and let me
do know that me being an asshole is an act. It's me being silly.
I know.
I don't buy that for a minute.
I know. You know I love you. Well, you made me a level 18 badass.
Anyways, let's crack on right quick. I want to do the intro things that I didn't, and then we'll say hello to the side of my chat, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of this. I got so much thingy-mabobbers to get into.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
It's just like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second. Are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead. You're stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. You're stupid. All right, folks. Just like every other Drunk Wednesday news report, you can buy me a shot for. I have regular vodka. I have Kinky Blue for 10. And as soon as somebody shows up in the side of my chats, I will share what they sent me. I got a package yesterday, and I forgot to open it yesterday, but I have it here next to me. None of it's going to be drinking today. It'll probably happen next week, but because I feel a little under the weather right now. But we will be offering shots of me doing that in the near future. So, anyways, let's say hello to the Al Trucker.
Hey, Al Trucker.
And we have a Canadian Ollie-man.
Ollie-mon.
Hey, Ollie.
Stop
hey,
the
Al.
stupidity.
Hey, Ollie. Hi,
stupidity. Woohoo!
I'm glad you're ready for that. And then we have a Lucifer.
Hail Lucifer. Almighty.
Hail Lucifer. And we have Jess.
Hi, Jess.
I did remember. Welcome back to the silliness. And we have a demon.
I do gotta say, like that profile picture is a very awesome picture.
Yes. So let's see the
Demon.
demons.
The
We
orb
have a
of the
skit-
demons.
We have
And it's
and because our channel sponsor is here, let's play their commercial.
Yeah, let's play with it.
There we blow, and
There we
there's
are.
for the Schizma Crusher.
Oh, you
The
saved
shit's
the car
crasher.
hit the fucking window. That was great. That cat
Uh,
always
the-
winds me up when it hits that fucking patio door. Boom.
Oh, you mean this?
Why is a cat hurting himself? Why is that actually
Poor
funny
baby.
to us?
I know. I don't
We're
know.
evil. We're evil monsters.
Yes.
The dog that is my avatar did that in my patio doors, and he had to spend 3 days in the vet under observation for concussion.
Yeah. That's what you were saying. So
But
since
dogs are even more stupid than cats. That's just a fact.
everybody say hello to West Side Girl.
Hey, West Side.
West Side.
And they sent me a lovely 6-pack of Malort.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm
Lord.
not sure about drinking these, but it will. We will start next week, and then Westside said they'll drink one with me next week as well.
Right.
Right
So
now
for next week. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try nothing news just because
All right.
my belly's not feeling really well right now for some reason.
just-
So yeah,
Maybe
the
you need to
package
stir it
contains
with your blade.
dragon dildo and a joint. Totally. So yes, that is everybody so far. If there's anybody else in the cinema chats who hasn't said hello to us, you can be lurker. We don't mind. But if you want to say hello to us, go ahead and do that. I have not heard, and have never
Who
tried
doesn't make pumpkin
Malort.
spice anything anymore?
Everybody makes a pumpkin
I don't know
spice
because
thing.
that is such an American thing.
It's an
Pumpkin
overrated
spice.
flavor.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, everything's pumpkin spice when it comes to like September. You know,
Yeah.
everything. Literally Kleenex. You know, everything.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is.
Yeah, I don't even know what Malort is. So I just googled it. Oh, it's obviously an American brand of
Yeah,
massive-
they make it in Chicago. It's really
Yeah.
popular in Chicago,
Why you
but
got
it's
a
got a
friend-
bunch of like. It's got a bunch of like flavory things in it. Aroma,
Yeah.
full body flavor of unusual botanicals. And just right now with my stomach, I'm not gonna do that. I'll take shots of the other thingamabobbers. I really don't want to drink something that I gotta go sit, go puke up for a second or whatever. While we're doing a stream.
Oh no! Oh no!
Jesus Christ! Of course they made a cicada, my lord. Of course, cicada, the big bug.
They make a lot of noise.
I like big bugs
yeah.
and I cannot lie. Oh no. Slim doesn't like the big bugs.
This year I didn't like the scorpion. I don't mind the other big bugs. But anyways, this year
no.
Song.
This year in the eastern part of the USA, we had like 500,000 of them come out of the ground and all that stuff. So for
it was two groups matching up their day, right? Or their year that they came out. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that
so
every now and then it
I
happens.
I actually think that that's quite interesting. Like it's yeah.
Nature's funny. Nature's interesting. I shouldn't say funny. Nature's
Yeah,
interesting that way.
So
Very.
interesting to figure out like how do they know that many years have passed? Like
the internal biological clock. I mean,
but still.
Yeah, two
Once-
broods
once-
hatch. 13 and
once
17.
once your genitals start itching and you want to have sex,
Good morning, Win.
Mari in
And
the house.
fuck you very much.
So, anyways, we have a tie for first with flying motorcycle or
Yes.
human brain robot. So, if anybody has not voted in the poll,
Well, there was a
please
flying
vote now.
motorcycle in GTA 5.
Yes, there is, and this technically is not the first, but this is one of the ones that's getting closer to being sold to the public.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
gathering. If it's in GTA 5, someone will try and fucking make one.
Yes, exactly. So as soon as that tie breaks, we'll go ahead and start with that. We'll go ahead and begin with pop this out first, and then I can move this to another
Maybe I'll
window,
finish you.
and then get to thing and stuffs and things. Oh my gosh, I paused myself on the weirdest face.
Oh no.
All right, so let's get to this, and let's go over
this and that.
real quick. This and that. Yes. Let's go over. I think we kind of went over this once, but this person keeps driving this car around, so I thought we'd mention it again. Here we go. There we go. Yes. Okay. And again, we have talked about this.
A Pennsylvania man is bumping into a new chapter in his life. Dan Harris
seen this,
on the
steering wheel.
He combined a theme park staple with a motorcycle and a Chevy. Action News photojournalist Dave Edwards shows us this incredible creation.
I've been to Knoebels a few times with nieces and nephews, and they had the perfect one. It was a 1953 Lussies. I had a machine shop for 35 years and built stuff for other people. When I retired, I didn't want to build for other people anymore, so I played with my own toys. 1953 Lussie bumper car. This was like I wanted to stay away from.
Look at how huge that is.
Look at how huge that wheel is.
And I
Massive.
Yeah.
Needed a project to do, and I thought, well, that's a perfect one. It's all made as close as I could make it to the actual 1953 Lussie bumper car. There's no sense in building a regular car because it exists. It was a little twist on a car, but yet it would fit the criteria for an enclosed convertible vehicle.
Exactly, Emily. All right.
Nice.
I'll bet you it doesn't. If you turn the wheel so far, it goes backwards.
The thing is, the bumper cars these days don't do that anymore.
Yeah, they do.
No, there's a lot that is
global warming.
Quite annoying.
Yeah, no, you turn the wheel enough, it goes backwards.
Yeah, they have a stop.
You're saying bumper cars have gears now, reverse and forward.
No, they just don't go backwards.
Go backwards.
Yeah, they just don't go backwards anymore. Yeah.
They
Anyways.
move a similar sort back, but maybe backwards west or backwards east. But how do you get out of a situation? They're not bumper cars. They're cluster of cars, aren't they?
Then you get out and you push it with your leg. It's not like they're
No, you let the staff comes over and they move everything away, and but I don't think they bump backwards anymore.
I always love to just turn around and just go backwards all the time. And people be looking like, wait, what?
Yeah. It's safer to go backwards on a bumper car because some people are out to get you. I remember when I was a kid in my bumper car, and the wheel probably when I was like 9 years old did look that big. It was huge.
Yes.
I was just looking over and some bastard smashed head on into me, and I smashed my knee, and it all bled, and I had a limp for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Smash my knee up. There should be seatbelts in bumper cars. There really should be.
There are these days.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, when we were younger, dog. Yeah, the safety belts weren't. I mean, they were a thing, but they weren't like required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is this interesting thing. Inside the extreme plan to refreeze the Arctic. And what I want to say before I get going with this is, wait, I thought that you weren't supposed to be able to go to Antarctica and go and do things on there because
That's the Arctic. Antarctica is the opposite side. That's South Pole. They're talking North Pole here.
Same difference, whatever. No, Flat Earther doesn't know the difference.
North Pole. Well, see this
Yeah.
Arctic. I wonder where in the Arctic they're talking about here.
Yeah, well, they'll let us know a little bit more about
the
this.
North
But
Pole's
anyways,
over water. It's not. There's no land where the North Pole is.
Yeah. Okay. And I was just making fun of flat earthers, anyways. So here we go.
I know some think you can't go to North Pole either, that it's monitored as well. That's so funny.
These researchers are deep inside the Arctic Circle.
Deep in it.
Scrambling to solve one of the biggest challenges mankind has ever faced.
He did look like Colonel. He did look like Colonel Sanders.
Driving two tiny glass beads designed to reflect sunlight away from the ice. The race is on to slow the melt and, in turn, global warming. In a desperate bid, researchers are increasingly turning to geoengineering
please. I know we helped.
The Wall Street Journal exclusively followed one team with a big plan to future-proof the region.
Of course, challenging to work in, but it's great for breathing.
By making more ice.
Make more ice.
This is Svalbard.
Yeah, but you know what I'm thinking? Like, the first thing I'm thinking is, like, if you're gonna be making ice, that's gonna require energy. That energy, like, will you like these days using energy will heat up the planet.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact. So so that will the ice you're making it so that it will melt more ice.
Yes and no. If you can do more than you're taking, blah blah blah. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
The one thing I've noticed in my years on this planet is the more we've done to help nature, we've actually done worse. We've actually affected nature negatively.
Sure, yes. we're getting better at it though. We're getting better at kind of, but it's hard to tell when you do any kind of change what the outcome is going to be. And this is just there's something they're trying, and it most likely won't work. But
unless there's an ice maker with a solar panel or a turbine attached to it, then it's pointless.
Well, if they, I don't know, because we'll see exactly how they're saying this is going to work and how they're doing it. Because if they hook it up to a truck that just you open up a valve and it just shoots water out that eventually will freeze, especially if it's salt water, it won't freeze inside the truck, but it will out. Then literally you're just paying to take the truck out there.
They could be using the water underneath them too if they're on a glacier or
and then
over,
like I said, let's find out how they're pumping
let's see what's
it.
Happening.
Yeah, because it could just be this small little generator that's like, again, let's watch and let's see we're gonna look at the two different ways, even though there's like 4 things on here, but we'll just look at the 2 because again, I just thought this was interesting. And yes, is it gonna work? Probably not. Does this probably put out more carbon? Maybe, I don't know, but it was just interesting to see this.
Square miles in late winter. In summer, as the weather warms, it melts to its lowest level. But that ice has been shrinking at a rate of around 13% per decade, which could have catastrophic consequences for the world.
In essence, it helps keep the planet cooler than it otherwise would be. So if we start melting away the snow and the ice, we're going to warm up faster.
Sea ice reflects sunlight back into space.
Hey, Troy.
Hey, Troy.
Hey, Troy.
It melts, the Earth absorbs more heat. One study estimated that the complete disappearance of Arctic sea ice in summer would have the same warming impact as 1 trillion tons of carbon dioxide. That's more than double America's historic emissions. A Dutch startup is attempting to slow the melt by geoengineering the ice.
Why am I doing this? Well, I was first intrigued by the question, will it work? It's partly because I thought if I can do something in our battle to curb the climate change, then I should just do it and I should just go. I told my daughter I'm going out to try and create new ice so we can potentially save the polar bears. Ice fishing.
So the Dutch way of trying to build ice rinks for ice skating marathons was really an inspiration for us for the ice thickening project.
Okay.
This is the team's first field test at this site in the south of Svalbard. The startup has enlisted scientists from 2 universities to experiment with ice thickening methods used by the Dutch ice masters.
So it's using a pump that, like Mama said, that is pumping out. Crap. This is a pump that is just sitting on the ice that is bringing up water from below and pushing it on top that potentially will freeze. So it's this little thingy. So I don't know how much carbon emissions that thing pumps out, but I'm pretty sure it's not very much.
Probably not that much, no.
Comparatively to if this thing actually makes like a mound of ice, let's just say.
Right.
But again, is it going to work? I don't know. And it's one of those things like we always go over, just like half of the things that we're going to go over for the rest of the news articles. Do they end up becoming something? Most of the time, not. It's just cool to like be like, oh, look at this stuff that things they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they do.
And is
at
it,
least
is
they're
it
trying
beneficial?
something.
I don't know. Yeah, and if it only is using this one little itty bitty pump, why not just try this
And
version?
it's just
of
right
it?
now that little area that they're testing in right now. That's you know
Yeah.
until they can see the impact it has.
Yeah.
You know.
And so once again,
Or
I
the
don't
non-impact, whichever way it goes.
Yeah, and I don't see this actually negatively impacting. All I see is that it would make like a mound of ice, and then it just cools off faster than they thought, and it's like, well, that didn't work. But anyways, at least people are trying, and this time it's like, I don't know, because back in the day, like having certain places bringing in a non-native species to get rid of another animal, and then that animal overtakes the thing. That's what's been the most destructive with the things when we've tried to balance nature. I know there's a handful of other cases, but that's the one that I always think of whenever I'm like, okay, y'all need to stop trying to fix nature. In this case, I feel like this is like pseudo positive, or this is like something that at least I don't see it doing anything negative, and maybe it will help. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, back.
Hey, Uncle
Beck. There's a Beck.
How you doing?
Oh, and J Troy has been a member for 12 months now. Awesome. Thank you.
One fucking year.
1 year. I can't believe it's the years that I've
One orbit
had.
around the sun.
And one orbit around the sun. Oh, what, honey? Yeah, flat earthers, remember the everything's not spinning so fast that everything happens in one day. It takes 12 months for us to orbit the sun.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's crack on.
I remember watching a documentary years ago with some of there was a village in Siberia that got down to like minus 90 degrees, or in American terms, Fahrenheit, is minus 130. A guy actually had to come out and light a fire under his truck to dissolve or melt the diesel in his truck.
Yeah.
Yep. Jesus. Yeah, I can imagine that.
And kids were only allowed out in outside for 5 minutes from the school that they had. 5 minutes was their allowance, because otherwise their lungs would have just frozen to death.
Yeah, skin necrosis, all that crap, anything.
Yeah,
like,
all things. That village are almost in summertime, almost walking around t-shirts and jumping.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's crack on with this drilling part that I don't know about this part as much. So let's see why they're drilling holes. I think they're we'll see.
To see whether those methods could work to save the ice here in the Arctic, the team first needs to understand the environment they're in. To do this, they're drilling and taking samples, which allows the team to look inside the core of the ice.
That's what I thought they were doing it for, was taking samples, but I didn't want to just assume before they let us know this. But now you're drilling holes in the ice, and that makes the ice melt more because now they're whole. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways,
I mean, it's interesting because core samples are how we know that the axes used to be flipped or something with the axis of the Earth.
Yeah,
because they found like vegetation like deep down in the core samples and stuff.
It also shows that Ken and his Ark encounter are full of shit.
There was what's it called? It was kind of like Greenland until it shifted or something like that, right?
Iceland is green and Greenland is ice.
Yeah,
but the names did not. Yeah.
So that's why I said green. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
So let's crack on and see what they're pulling out of this.
So it's quite a thick piece of ice already, but it has been very cold here the last month.
This ice core currently measures around 36 inches. The team
36
estimates it could add
inches.
up to 14 more inches of thickness.
If we are really successful.
Yeah, 14 more inches of thickness. Bow, bow, wow. Oh, never mind. That's something different.
That would be in the order of the 1/3 of the core.
They're taking out hundreds of ice cores across the testing area.
So we take 2 of those in every site where we probe.
Across the testicle area? What?
And then eventually,
I got in there real deep, like.
Yeah. And then eventually they'll be able to test that to see how many men are. Never mind. Then they can find out the thickness that they may be adding in the future. So that's pretty much it. I mean, we could go over the coldness profile.
It's interesting.
Blah, blah, blah.
It'd be interesting to see how it turns out. But
if you've not voted in the poll, please vote in the poll. I don't know what it's at right now, and I'm going to get into this first before we look at the poll.
You get the other one.
This is before I check my poll with you all rubbing it. I mean, voting on it. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm not gonna even. Don't read the title. Just
okay,
I want
Troy,
okay. I just want you all to hear this.
Our last story comes from South Korea. Fun fact: this East Asian country has the highest robot density in the world. There is 1 robot for every 10 people here. With so many robots around, it has been normalized to form emotional connections with machines, which is why this story has shocked the country. The first robot suicide. That's what it's been called.
The first robot suicide.
Yeah, no,
okay.
We were talking about like this a couple of weeks ago in the pub. A friend of mine said if you give AI to a robot, then it's going to get depressed, and some of them are going to commit suicide.
Yeah, no, totally.
This is a fact.
Yes.
If you humanize a robot, it's going to have with emotions. It's going to be look at the air.
Well.
Especially if
AI
it's
and there's AI, right?
It's gonna fucking just
sure.
split its own fucking pipeline or whatever makes a robot.
Well,
it's gonna stab its own battery pack.
There's varying degrees of AI though. That's
it's
the
a
thing.
MAGA person.
Yeah, of course.
They make me want MAGA make me want to cut.
And we have to see. Let us find out how this thingy happened and if it is or isn't that word. The S word. Trying to not say that as many times because I know that the YouTube's doesn't.
Yes, we're just reporting on this little thing. Okay.
Yeah, and then
YouTube doesn't like it if you talk about that kind of thing.
Yeah, and if anybody needs any help, reach out to somebody. We have phone numbers and stuff. I wish Mango was here so she could put up the phone numbers and stuff. But anyway, let's listen to how they claimed this to be a thing, okay? And yes, you're right, Dog. In the future, there will be Android bots, all kinds of things that they will be trying to turn themselves off. Let's put it that way, because that's what happened in this case, and we'll find out how.
Robot suicide in South Korea. The robot worked as a civil servant in a city hall. It was found in an unresponsive state by officials. An investigation has now been launched, and the city is in mourning.
So they think that what happened is it turned itself off. It figured out a way to turn itself off because it was part of Congress, or it was being, it was in a place where a lot of people
but I'm not sure.
Well,
where
it was in like City Hall or something. I think that's what
it was. It was probably running on Windows Vista.
Windows
that
98.
Kill you for sure. Yeah.
Windows. What was it? 95 SE.
Oh,
it was a breakthrough.
Oh wow!
Sure.
No, it says civil service. It could have been like a customer service robot for all we know, or So
okay, let's look at the things. It looks like our flying motorcycle is 44%. 28% is the human brain robot, and 17 is deadly vapor, and 11 is atmospheric water generator. And we're ending the poll now. Thank you for voting. If you
I remember
I vote for the motorcycle.
Watching the Orville last season, and they actually had the beginning of it. They had their robot. What was his name, man? I can't remember. The robot on the ship that was like Data, but not like Data.
Where?
The Orville.
Yeah, I
Have
haven't.
you ever seen or heard of the Orville?
No.
It's a Star Trek TNG like kind of thing starring Seth MacFarlane and a few other people.
It's okay. Yeah. It was the joke
and
thingy.
they had a character on there who was a robot, a la Data on Next Generation, but he was full robot, and he was becoming a little bit more human or trying to be more human, and he ended up causing some stuff to happen with his homeworld, and he ended up turning himself off.
Yeah.
And they had to let him know because he felt like everybody's looking at him and treating him like crap, and that. And so he's like, my only thing to do is just turn myself off. Yeah. And they had to convince him you're loved, blah blah blah, and they finally brought him back. But yeah, it was just like it's gonna be a thing, right, dog? If they start getting their own autonomous emotions and stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna experience life.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yep.
And life at the moment.
And all that comes with it. Mm-hmm.
For everyone.
I honestly think what
South
happened to
Korea,
this
guys. Think of it. It's South Korea.
Yeah,
it's kind of how they are.
What I think happened to this thingy-mabobber is it got overwhelmed, and then there was just some confuzzling in it. It seemed to turn itself off. We probably didn't understand the concept of that, but it got overwhelmed, or
could be.
Something was it just literally they found it in a hallway with itself turned off in the morning. That's all it was.
Or as Trump would say, it had components from China.
Sure.
It could have had a short circuit. Who knows?
Yeah, it just appeared to have turned itself off, which would be a essing of itself. So, anyways, let's crack on with the flying motorcycle.
Yeah, I was going to vote for that if there was not a robot human brain.
That looks like that guy's bumper car, but just a different color.
It's almost, but wait till you see
With
it.
all the technological advancements in modern-day motorcycles, it's surprising that flying motorcycles haven't become a reality yet. However, there's no need to worry, as several companies are seriously working on this futuristic concept. One such company is UDX, Unlimited Drone Experience, a Czech firm that aims to revolutionize personal mobility with the Airwolf, a two-seat, electric, vertical takeoff and landing (eVTOL) vehicle. If it becomes a reality, it could be one of the most exciting innovations in personal transportation. Imagine taking a standard recreational drone, the kind many of us have in our garages, and scaling it up to a size that can be ridden. This is the essence of UDX's Airwolf.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until you fucking crash and you die.
Yeah,
that's the only thing about these things is
that was a letdown. That's just like a car drone. That's just a little tiny bit smaller.
Yeah.
That's just less people. There's no difference.
Yeah, but I think this concept would work before flying cars.
I do agree with
just
that.
Just because of the size and the maneuverability.
Well, why wouldn't a flying car have the same? Well, I suppose Well, fuck you, flat Earth.
Just the logistics of having that happen in a city is,
You're probably not going to be able to fly over towns or cities, probably rural areas, and we'll see. We'll see when we eventually get
I would think FAA would be obviously in on this. It would be this is going a long way off.
That does depend on how high you go. If below a certain level, they have nothing to do with what you're doing. So,
and if Trump gets in, every one of them will be shot out the sky.
Of course, because they're EVs. Anyways, right now there's technically 3 flying vehicles that you can buy without a pilot's license and fly, but you can only fly it over private property and only so many feet high or something. So that's going to be
treated like drones, right? You can only go so high.
Yeah.
And if those drones that go higher, you got to have an FAA license and all that stuff.
Yeah,
you can't
and so
fly a drone over like air bases or Area 51 or anything.
Hey, I'd rather have a dragon. Okay, just saying. That's
and that's what I'm saying about this is it's only going to be used in certain areas, and you won't be able to fly around airports or other places like that, or probably a downtown that has buildings that are higher than a couple stories or something. Like
A lot
that.
of places, even in England, there's regulations of where you can fly a drone.
Yes, exactly.
You can't fly them over because,
Mr. T,
you know,
I ain't getting
think
on no
it's a
plane,
health and
Hannibal.
safety as well.
Well, and like it also depends.
Yes,
like
totally.
over here, you're if the drone has a camera, you're not allowed to fly close to houses.
Yeah, and there's a health and safety issue as well. If there's a problem, they're gonna fall out the sky and maybe hit someone.
Well, that's the thing. Like they're helicopters, so they will not crash. They will the rotors will turn the opposite direction, and it will actually work like a parachute.
The thing is,
Brainless. Will you do me a favor?
if you're operating a drone at say 100 feet high, and it weighs say 2 kilos, and that drops out the sky and hits someone, then
but that's what I'm saying. It will only happen that it will crash if it loses its rotors. As long as it's got a rotor, it will go down quietly. Because I've got a drone and I've like, oh, I'm up high. Look, switch it off, and it'll come down with a decent speed, but it's still like that's the same in a helicopter. If you're in a helicopter and the motor shuts down, and there is a place where you can land, you can actually still steer the helicopter and land it.
And as Marie said, I don't think there's any flying cars in Minority Report. There's ridiculous cars that just
they had the cars that like went around like on the walls and up around and everything. But I don't think they're flying.
Out of the future, flying cars.
I didn't remember.
If we're talking about the future, like then it's
But in Back to the
obviously
Future, we were supposed to have flying cars 9 years ago.
No,
Where
and
are
same
they?
within Blade Runner
Idiocracy.
and a bunch of thingy-mabobbers.
Yep.
Where at the
Idiocracy
time that they
and
said
stuff
yes,
like that.
we should have had these things. But
Dude, in
the thing
1997,
is-
we were supposed to have the first family up in space. Remember, Lost in Space?
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
we literally are there. The problem is do you want a drunk person flying one of these? So it's
No.
how are we going
Not
to
enough drunk
regulate it?
people fly planes, you know?
And or
Because
drive a
believe it or
car
not,
or
Believe it or not, even in England, these vehicles can be driven by anybody.
yeah. So once again, do you want a flat earther to fucking fly one of these? Fuck no. So anyways, let's crack on.
You want dog?
Mikey Smith
Brainless,
drives the
brainless.
car, okay?
Brainless, will you do me a favor and put the poll thingy over in the side of my chats because I don't remember what the third and fourth are, even though I know exactly what we're going over right now, which is the robot with a lab-grown human brain tissue.
I love that kind of science.
I'm gonna pull it over here and do
And
this.
like that, it's
Sure.
probably like a lump of like 1,000 cells that if even
Likely,
that they've been using, but like
So in a nutshell, interfacing brains with computers is challenging. It requires decoding a complex neural signals, ensuring biocompatibility, and preventing immune responses. To name a few hurdles, seamless communication between organic and non-organic systems requires that advanced algorithms and precise neural mapping. Recent research shows that lab-grown organoids might help overcome some of these obstacles. So this institute of the Southern University of Science and Technology, I'm not even going to try to say that name, but it's okay. We don't need to. Have created a groundbreaking robot powered by a tiny organoid delivered from human stem cells, grafted to a neural interface. This is a breakthrough which allows systems to allow robots to learn tasks like obstacle avoidance and object manipulation. From now on, they're gonna call it BCIs, which is brain computer interfaces, which is the world's first open source brain on chip intelligence complex information interaction system. Woo! I almost passed out trying to say that.
The living brain is by far the finest cerebral cortex computer in the universe. Not just human, whoever.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
survived.
And
I can understand why they're going this way, but they're going to get them. You know, what we're going to have next? Robots with SARS or COVID? Things like that.
Yeah,
well, they may be soon getting diseases.
When are we going to get? How do you know if a robot's depressed?
Ask
Who
it.
wants to be
No,
that?
but like that, it's like that.
I mean, these
that
robots
would-
aren't have immune systems. I mean,
Well, you
Yeah, no,
can't
but that
put
would
Freud
involve
into it,
stem
can you?
cells.
No, but that would
Freud
require.
and blame your parents and say, "Oh, you're in love with your mother," and bring a pedo. Well, your mother was probably a factory in China. Why are you obsessed with that? And whatever. It's just. Yeah,
We've already gone through this. We've already gone through this with Futurama with Bender and Mama.
I would never
Anyways,
watch it,
That's right.
Anyways, scientists grew the organoids from human pluripotent stem cells. What does that mean? I don't fucking know. But they're using a synthetic organic brain cells that are linked to the robot's neural interface, enabling it to communicate between the neural tissue and the robot systems. So if you look at this weird ass thing right here, I don't know how big this is as of right this second, but like that's
there's
the little like
nothing to relate to, is there?
No,
yeah.
It looks like what's that? 30 centimeters. Like doesn't look.
Yeah,
that
no,
big.
it looks like
Not
a little
that
tiny.
big, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no, it looks
like about a foot or something like that. Not
Well,
much bigger.
it can't
Looks like
be.
it was
It can't,
printed.
it can't be that big if that's how much human brain stuff it is.
Oh, that is
It can't be that big. Yeah, so it must be small because it can't. I don't know. We don't know scale yet. Give me a second. Let's just double check because I did look into this
There
like
might
I
be
do
some
with
other
everything.
pictures. Who knows?
Can you scroll
Yeah,
back to the
and-
pictures again, Slim, quickly? Do they look like ends of penises?
That's
No,
not
that's
where
the
I
wall.
went with that. That's not
That's
where
the
I
wall.
went
It's
with
not
that.
the
but,
illusion.
see, I was thinking of in Mutant Ninja Turtles, there is brain, and brain is put inside that robot. And to me, brain looks like brain. Duh.
Oh yeah,
obviously,
it goes inside, and then the little cover comes down. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's a thingy-mabobber that goes in to
Hi,
it
Jasper.
on top. Hey, Jasper.
Hey, Jasper.
So let's see if we can find out how big or small this may be. Let's see. It says that it can also it can use a visual cortices, so it could potentially be stimulated by light. So it could respond to moving towards away from light.
If you could put basically any sensor connected to it.
Well, itself, sure, yeah, of course, sure. But I think they're saying it itself will.
The training of it is quite a lot of work. Or a lot of work, like it'll take time. It's like I'm somewhat following a channel that's trying to have brain cells. I believe they're going to be using rat brain cells to play Doom.
Yeah.
So,
they're also suggesting
that kind of science is fun.
They're also suggesting this also may be a non-invasive method to aid in patients with brain damage as well. Somehow using these together with organoids and computing interfaces, maybe they can give people their brains back or help them with things that have happened to the brain tissue or other human brain function.
With all sorts of illnesses, Parkinson's and Alzheimer's.
Sure.
Brain illnesses, yeah.
It could, yeah, it could definitely
even progress to things like these ones we don't ever see. The I don't know the names. But kids are always getting ADHD and all that nonsense. All them sort of Tourette's.
Well, thank you, Jasper.
I'm just naming brain diseases.
Oh, what you're saying is internal shock therapy? Just shock them? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Although there is certain things that if you stimulate the brain in certain ways that you can get certain things to happen, like seizures or other certain things. We may be able to stimulate, unstimulate, and do other things to cause brain problems to get, instead of taking a crap ton of drugs, maybe we can implant certain things, and then of course it's monitoring it as well. And if it's monitoring it, then you can go into a doctor and you can go over your health. You can be like, okay, well, you're doing this too much, or when you do this, this is when these things may happen. Or stop eating or drinking this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
I know people with Alzheimer's, and some of them are friends of mine, and some of them are my age, some of them are a little bit older, and they remember everything. They do, but then you can walk into a room and they ain't got a fucking clue who you are. But the next day you can walk in, they remember everything again. It's a weird degenerative disease, and know one day they're never going to remember you.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you? Even if you went in every hour, they will say, "Who the fuck are you?" And
my grandma on my mom's side, it was weird to walk into the room and her not know who the fuck I am. Like I'm one of like, how do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just a regular person. But yeah, the last time I saw grandma, my mom's side, we went to go have Thanksgiving with her or something like that, and she didn't know anything. She had fun with us, but she didn't know anybody. Like, she was just like, "Oh, thanks for the party," but she didn't say my name. She didn't say my aunt's name, my mom's name, my cousin, and she literally was like,
what I think
she didn't know.
You know what I think is the scariest thing about a disease like Alzheimer? That moment when you realize you've got it.
Yeah, that never really happened.
Not when it's completely and you don't remember anybody.
Because
then every day is just
yeah.
Well,
but
because it is literally a death sentence. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm losing it. Like, oh fuck, man, that's got to be fucking scary as fuck.
That, and you're gonna lose it more and more to the point where it's gonna kill you.
Yeah, you regress it.
You realize, you realize you got to make your peace. With your people.
That's why I think these AI brain experiments, because they do for humanity, but I also see the bad side of it, where the Matrix and all that shit, all them films.
You mean making people into human soldiers that don't think for themselves and just go out and do a narrative where they're being pushed into some way, shape, or form? Like the neo-Nazis that we went over on Monday. Never mind.
Well, this was shown in the 90s when they when AI computing started, and that was ceased very quickly because
hey Drew,
the computers were sort of Drew Zero was sort of it was they started operating beyond what we could comprehend, and it becomes scary to the scientists, and they stopped it, these AI computers, although they do it in now a more environment. They can still AI can fuck you up, but a robot with depression would be the exact outcome of AI.
Well, you can program parameters, and in parameters you could tell it to never technically be depressed, never understands that concept. But we'll get it's not in our lifetime.
But the fun fact is they've already tested an AI that is capable of deceiving people, and like at some point, because that was an AI that could interact with world, and like at some point it had like one of those "Are you a robot?" checks.
Yes, it's the
AI. The AI went onto a website to hire freelancers. The AI hired a person to get around that, and that person had never had any idea that it was helping an AI.
Yeah.
Yes, the Turing test or whatever. It actually there is an AI robot that figured a way to pass that test, pseudo pass the test, because again, you get to a certain.
I can see how that's scary. You know,
like that is
that's
scary.
why
But like,
what's really
like
more scary?
It's the same thing like nuclear power and the atomic bomb. Like the atomic bomb could have potentially and can still wipe out the entire fucking world.
Yeah, thank you, Einstein.
Yes, but what's really more scary?
It is something.
Hold on.
It's also so fucking useful. You know, like every bit of science, every bit of science is a double-edged blade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every bit of science.
That is a great point.
What's more scary right now is, and of course there's good, positives, and negatives. The thing that's scary right now is the Russian and Japanese or Chinese bot farms that they have right now. I watched a video about how they have like 500 cell phones hooked up, and a person sits at a computer and presses one button, and it causes it to press all the same button on all of those cell phones.
Yeah,
so they literally are
there's not a lot of AI required for that, but
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what's scarier than AI right now. Those motherfuckers that are running the world.
I know I've said this before on stream. Like the military, have always got their eyes fixed on the patents companies around the world.
Yes, of course. That's
see
how
if they can turn it into a weapon.
The military never comes up with their own technology. They find companies that have already come up with the technology, and then they buy that technology from those companies. Unfortunately, you already missed it. And
you did now.
It was just a drone. It was just a drone with one seat.
Yeah.
There was no application.
It was just one massive big drone.
It was all CGI anyway.
Yeah, but the scary thing about AI at the moment is it's not AI itself.
Oh, you can eat my ass, and maybe I'll fist you, brainless.
The problem with that with AI at the moment is there is so much money to be made from it, and there's big companies developing it. And
I mean, everybody has a version of it now.
If there's money involved, we all know corners are being cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
That happens everywhere. If there's that amount of money being able to get made, corners are being cut. It's a fact. Like that is how big companies work.
Yeah.
And that's the scary thing, because AI is as dangerous as nuclear power.
Yeah.
But potentially even more useful.
Yes, when the scam artists figure out a way to make it so we can't tell weird things, and like now supposedly there's AI devices where you can sound like anybody else, and you can literally have a thing being like, hey dad, I'm in jail, I need blah blah blah, send it to, and we've seen those cases very rarely, but
you've also got Elon Musk putting microchips into, or remote control microchips into pigs' brains. And
well, they had that one dude, but now he's getting sued because it didn't fucking work.
So
and he got and he got an infection or something like that. I don't remember exactly what happened. We will see when they go to court, and we will probably go over that. But anyways, let's crack on with this. So, paper made out of leaves. Humans cut down 15 billion trees annually. I mean, annually. And about 40% of those, nearly 6 billion, are used to produce pulp, which they make paper out of. This makes the paper and the pulp industry one of the major buyers of harvested wood. Wood. Anyways, the biggest contributor of deforestation.
Just keep the bit on the word wood.
Well, see, that's why I wanted to read this, because there's a lot of innuendos I can pull out of it. I mean, pull on. I mean, never mind. Give a hand job too. Sorry. Yeah. So, unsustainable pulp and paper operations have contributed to the conversation of high conservation to value forest, especially with illegal harvesting, human rights, and social conflicts. And it takes a really, really long time to regrow a tree. So, the irresponsible plantation development. That's what I was and them not putting things back down. So the WWF, not the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. It is the World Wildlife Fund.
World Wildlife.
I know I said it wrong, but we all know what I was saying. The World Wrestling Federation is what I meant to say. Anyways, so they have stated in a report that it's unsustainable to do these things, and that's where this quote comes from. Is from the WWF, not the wrestling one. Again, unfortunately, paper products are almost
not the WWT, which is the world.
Well, that's the new. That's totally.
Old
one. Well, WWE used to be WWF until they went to court with the World Wildlife Fund.
We're talking about wrestling now.
No, well, yes, it changing. Anyways, let's crack on. Unfortunately, the products are almost irreplaceable for now. From your company's brochures to your toilet paper roll, many things you use daily come from paper and or a pulp from trees. However, there are ways of making paper without cutting down trees. For instance, a startup company called Relief Paper has developed an innovative method to manufacture paper from dead leaves that naturally fall from trees. So their approach enables them to produce a ton of cellulose, which is the raw material for paper and pulp, from 2.3 tons of dead leaves. So they can make 1 out of 2.3 of paper from 2.3 of the dead leaves. All you got to do is just have all those people walk around and just pick them up. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, they collect them in better ways than that. So
it's actually not a bad ratio if you think about it.
No, actually, it's pretty good. And what else are you going to do? You know how many fucking leaves they just throw into landfills every year?
Yeah,
maybe now you can actually donate, or instead of the recycling company just throwing them away, or maybe now you can take them somewhere and then they can use them
instead of composting.
Instead of it going to a landfill, like I said, which isn't bad because it's nature, but it still fills up a lot of a landfill. And you still could use it for this, like making paper. So
but I think
the wood
most
used
of
to
that
produce
is
the same
getting
amount of
used for
cellulose.
composting.
I see.
What? Well, I don't know how much gets composted. We don't have a compost thingy-mabobber here. When you pick up your leaves, you just throw it in the recycling bin, I think, or the trash. I don't remember. I don't know. And
some
then
places have yard waste bins, and they have your house waste.
Yeah. Okay. We only have 2, which is recycling and just trash here.
Here in fall, they always put up small squares where they put a little fence around it, and you can dump all the leaves in there.
Okay.
From that you get from the street or your garden, and then when it's full, the city comes and pick that up, and it gets composted.
Okay.
Well, when is composting bad? I know it. I
No,
know
no,
it
it's good. No, it's good. No, it's good.
greenhouse.
Composting
Yeah, but-
is good.
Yeah, but cutting down the trees for paper is very bad. So it's better to compost it.
Just de-leaf.
Or
Anyways,
not compost. Yeah.
So
you
use
get
this.
what I
I've
mean.
always said, until there's I've always said this, until there's renewable energy, these new fads will never work. You use more energy to produce paper, which hardly anyone ever uses anymore. I still using it. I still use it a lot. I still write letters and things like that.
Well, there's businesses that use paper. People, still use paper. Not everything is digital.
Receipts. There's a lot of stuff.
It's all becoming digital, as we know.
Well, you still have to print out a receipt for you to sign, and there is a lot of tablets now you can sign.
Since there's no more plastic bags.
Yeah,
there
well,
is.
when will there be digital receipts? That's not far away.
Well, there are
digital.
Yeah, there are a bunch of POSs that you do have that option to sign with your finger and stuff. We're getting
you can
closer.
have it sent to your email. Your receipt sent to your email. If you
But anyway,
want.
at the moment, the energy to produce this green paper is far outweighs what it's worth. It really does.
Well, I don't know about that because instead of cutting down 17 trees to get the same cellulose, now you can just collect the leaves.
I get that. No, I get that.
I agree.
I'm guessing the amount of turbines are planning in 20 years' time, we will go off kilter of what we normally experience anyway. We will push us away from the sun. We'll be out with Pluto or somewhere. The amount of turbines that the world needs and solar panels.
Well, let's find out how they actually turn it in.
Brainless.
Well, let's find out how they do it. Because maybe they are doing it in just like vats of things, and a human is mixing it, and maybe it's not all done by machinery or something. I don't know. But anyways, it was really quick to keep cracking on. The dead leaves that end up in landfills or are burned result in pollution and carbon emissions. Only a small fraction of dead leaves can be composted. The average collection of these is 8,000 tons of leaves annually, and total potential of Europe exceeds 1 million tons only from urban areas. The relief paper claims. Let's see. They're saying it's going to be more of a green waste that they can take to use. Instead of burning dead leaves, some of these cities in European cities are sending their green waste directly to facilities run by this company, a team in Paris. And they're washed, mixed with biological fillers, which the team didn't reveal what it was because they don't want to give up their secret. They're dried and then turned into paper bags and notebooks, boxes, gift wrap, gift items, and various other products. So they did not tell us exactly, and it does seem like there is a handful of things going through, but
it's proprietary, I'm sure. So they're not going to say what they mix.
Yeah, and we don't know the machines that they're using and how much
exactly
whatever energy they're using, which again may not be clean. Hopefully they're using clean energy some way, shape, or form through wind, solar panels, and I know solar panels are still a iffy thing, but we're getting better at the technology where they can last longer and they're not made out of something
the chemicals mainly that make up the solar
panels.
panels.
So now
there ain't that many bad chemicals in it. The biggest problem is the cobalt we need. The biggest problem is the cobalt we need that comes from countries where people are getting exploited.
So when totally. So hopefully soon they'll be able to take that out of it, and then and things. Okay. We went over the 4, so I have 2 more things to go over. We have bionic legs, and we've already gone over this. And the intro that we played earlier.
Generator
from the Bionic Man. Yes,
the
yes.
$6 million man, I should say.
So
which
$6 million
cost
Bionic Woman.
800 billion.
There you go. Yeah. But he was. Yeah, and the
we didn't go over
the
the water
Bionic Man or
generator.
something else.
Yeah.
What was the other thing we team over? Okay. Well, sure. Okay. Let's do.
Whoa. Did that
There we
say it
go.
was injected straight into the nervous system?
We'll go over it in a second. I fucked up. Yes.
I would love to be on that program.
Well, we're going to go over it in just
as a volunteer.
Yes, we're going to go over that in just a second. And maybe there's a way that you're going to be able to join that program. I don't know, but we're going to go over it in just a second. I thought that we had, but anyways,
I'm going to call myself Dr. Legs, by the way.
Yes, exactly. We have a couple more things to go over, and I have a surprise thing. So anyways, so the spout is an atmospheric water generator that makes high quality water than most U.S. taps, and so it's actually cleaner than most of the water you get out of your faucet.
Oh, so just what we got here. Okay.
Yeah. There's some states in America that got real bad water. Still
Most of
these days.
When we go on tour, you never drink out of any, like it used to be when I was a teenager going on tour and going to places. You could drink all the water that you wanted in the Americas. You never drank it in foreign countries. Yeah. And then the last like 10 years, we now never drink. You never drink the water from other places. You always drink bottled water, and you sometimes won't even get ice in your stuff because most of ice is made with tap water.
Same in France. Like if that's the water that you're used to, you can drink the water in France. But like for us, like we got like the Netherlands is like one of the countries with like the cleanest water. And like if I go to France and I drink the tap water there, I'll get sick. It's just I'll be on the toilet for days.
Yeah, no, that happened to me when we were going on tour through Arizona or something. I accidentally drank a cup of water off the tap after getting drunk. Woke up in the morning, dude, I was shitting myself for like 3 days, dude. It sucked.
Yeah, here in the UK, tap water is drinkable all over the country.
Yeah,
we discriminate between hard and soft water.
Yeah,
where I live is a hard water, so there's a lot of lime scale buildup. So even flushing the toilet, you're going to get lime scale buildup, and you have to buy extra stuff to. And kettles, you can get filters to put it through, but it's still drinkable either or.
Yes,
because
and once again,
dysentery.
Yeah, well, and then once again, in the Americas, like Brandon was saying, if you live in that area, you can drink it fucking out of the tap all day long because you fucking grew up with all those weird whatever's in thing. But
well, what's that place in America they're always complaining about? It's somewhere in Ohio or something like that.
There's a Flint, Michigan that's so bad that they can't even drink
Michigan, it. Yeah, and they can't. Yeah, and if they drink it, they get diarrhea out their ear.
And there's other places too. Yeah.
Well, there's like 3 places that are still getting the from fracking. They're getting the chemicals in the water from the water table, and then they're able to I don't know how recent this is, but they're able to light the fucking water on fire. Like take a lighter to it, and it literally will go.
Yeah, and I think like in America, there's probably like a couple of problems, but like it's probably not helping that like the companies that sell the bottled water make a shit ton of money off of it.
Yeah.
And like for your cooking, you're taking a shower, flushing your toilet, you'll still use the water. So the water companies get your money. So they both win. So why the fuck would they want to change that? Just so you have cleaner water? Hell no. They don't care.
And they don't want to replace the pipes. We have a bunch of lead pipes like in certain downtowns in large cities. Yeah, and that's a major problem is we have these old piping, and even if it's not a lead
Then
pipe,
you can't even use the water for showering and cooking.
well, you still have to, though. You're right, but you still have to.
That's worldwide. A lot.
No, it's everywhere because
it was a great. It's a great metal. It's pliable, and you can.
Well, and back in the day,
do whatever you
back
want
in the
with
day,
lead.
yeah.
You can shape it easily with your hands, even.
Yeah, no, I know. My family cast pewter most of my life. Yeah, no, I know all about lead. Don't worry about that. That's why I'm fucking crazy, dude. I got lead poisoning when I was 7 years old, and I had it ever since.
If Trump gets in, fracking, which you mentioned, Slim, will be, that'll be all over America, and that will just
and they're gonna put in more oil derricks everywhere. But anyways,
it's so toxic, and
after
World War III, which Trump will cause if he gets in.
So, anyways, I know. Anyways,
but the problem with lead is that it's a cumulative. It just builds up over time. Your body never breaks it down. Never, ever, ever.
Yeah. So, anyways, speaking of that devil, right quick, I'm gonna say something. That's the problem with like Lauren Boebert right now. She's trying to get rid of like the natural lands health standards and blah 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 that keeps like all of the poison out of the water and from certain companies not dumping bad things. And I'm just like, wait, I thought you were cared about kids. That's really who you should be thinking about. It's the kids. Don't poison the fucking kids, you weirdo. Anyways, crack on. So now this is the thingy-mabobber, and this is like for inside your house. You can have this inside your house. So this is the first run of the Spout atmospheric water generators set to ship this fall. It has already been sold out. So the second run is on its way. I'm not going to read them, just fluffing their own ego. So the test results from a third party provided that Simple Lab addressed 7 different types of plastic. The laboratory analyzed our water for microplastics around the sizes of 10 to 5,000 micrometers, which is roughly the size of one red blood cell, the size of a small pebble. So by using this, you're not going to have that in your life. That's what they're saying. I know I skipped over a couple of things, but now they're saying that this is going to give you a clean water source without there being plastics in it. So,
but I love my microplastics.
Be harmful and pollutants.
Yeah.
Microplastics have even been found in raindrops.
They've been found in in newborn babies.
They've been found in sperm. They've been found in sperm. So, anyways, so this thing, it gives you a microplastic free water by condensing water directly from air and filtering it and producing 2.5 gallons of extremely pure water per day. I don't know about the whole extremely
that's
pure.
not that much.
But
well, if it's condensed water like that, you don't get much purer than that.
No, I know.
Distilled water, so.
But if you go and fart in front of it, then like that may go into. Never mind.
Also, pure water has and I apologize I dropped out there. I don't know why my computer's playing up. But anyway, pure water has its enemy. There's never. Pure water needs answers. Pure water means nothing to the body, the human body these days, because it needs flora and this and that and all sorts of nonsense that just makes the body work. Pure water is rubbish to the body.
Yeah, you do need some minerals.
If you're in a desert, obviously, then pure water would be great. But pure water is pretty pathetic towards the human body nowadays, because we've added so much to it, like fluoride and minerals and vitamins that's added in tap water these days.
We don't add that much to it. No, but like you do need a bit of the calcium that's in there and a bit of the
there's
salts
technically other
and
things
stuff
in
like
water.
that.
Yeah.
But fluoride is the main, or fluoride deficiency is the main ingredient for depression.
Okay. I didn't know that. I thought we were not supposed to be taking in fluorides, but I don't know.
You can have fluoride, but like in trace amounts.
Most
it was initially added to water for like cavities because it helps. It helps prevent cavities.
Most
So I thought we
depression,
weren't supposed to
most
drink it.
depression medicine contains fluoride.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
All right. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Demon Orb. It's a dehumidifier, but it just it will filter the water that it takes in, and then you can drink it. Supposedly. So, no, I'm just kidding. Most likely it works. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into bionic legs plugged directly into nervous system. Enable unpredictable level of brain control.
Woohoo! Getting out of the wheelchair.
Yes, hopefully. And that's another reason why I wanted to go over this.
Yeah.
So the first of its kind study demonstrates a new nervous system controlled bionic leg helps leg amputees walk more naturally than traditional prosthetics.
Okay.
So the blah, 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 blah. Let's see if there's anything down here that we need to read before we watch the video, because I think the video is going to pretty much like tell us everything. So 60 people worldwide have undergone this type of procedure using the installed either bionic legs or arms. Ooh.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it's the first in its history to be a prosthetic under full neural modulation. So what they're saying, like we've gone over before, there's less microchips and computer components where it's going off of sensors that are contracting and pushing and things. So the head of the Media Arts and Science of MIT said, in other words, the synthetic prosthesis is able to fill in for the lost functions of the missing limb, thus producing a natural gait. I think all we can pretty much. So it takes electrical signals from the central nervous system and then relays the instructions for the movement. It can pass between the muscles and be detected by the electrodes in the newly installed prosthetic limb. I pretty much think that's all we need to know, because the rest of this is like very, very scientific, and we don't need to read all these big words, because I have a video that we can watch.
You can.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, but why do I need to say all these big words when half of us, and me included, are like, I don't know what those words mean in that order per se. You know, like I get it, but I get it? You know, like.
I was hoping one day that I may win the lottery and I'd be able to afford this type of surgery.
Well, we'll see. You may get into
they tap this in like where usually your legs would connect to your nervous system, and that I think that's the problem for you.
Yeah.
So
no, both legs. Just so everyone knows, including side chat, I'm classed as an incomplete paraplegic. And I don't know if anybody has sat in the toilet so long that the legs go on.
Yep.
You imagine that feeling, and you're trying to move your feet or your left foot when you stand up, left or right foot. My left foot or my left leg is that feeling. The right foot, the weird pins and needles that you get just after your legs go dead on the toilet. That's my right leg, and yeah, it's pretty crap. Plus, I piss and shit myself a lot. But that comes with the territory of being both ends incontinent, I suppose. But I'm just saying, this sort of thing, because I have no balance on my legs at all. So, and I can't stand unless my knees are locked. You know,
Okay.
your knees are locked. So
Yes.
I can't support my own weight. Well, I'm a fat bastard anyway, but that's from being in a wheelchair. But then this sort of stuff would sort my life out regular. It would. I'd have an implant in my brain for this. In my nervous system, I should say.
Well, as long as the implant's not done by Elon.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah,
well,
yeah. Well, okay. This is the thing about implants. You know, when they implant them, are you being controlled then, or are you just controlling yourself?
These modules should be controlling themselves. There's be a lot more technology you got to put into it to get it to be controlled by somebody else. But anyways, yes,
well,
I agree, Jasper.
Slim, this was a thing from when babies are born, especially in the UK. The minute they are born and they smack their arse or whatever they do, make them cry and get rid of that fluid out of their lungs, they inject them with a vitamin C injection.
Yes.
And there was a conspiracy going about that was saying that there was a microchip in that injection.
Of course.
Basically labeled them. That goes on. And I pondered over that for a while and thinking, why? But now I know that, people like Facebook and Twitter and whatever I say now, I'll have adverts. So I'm going to say Dire Straits, the band. I know I'm going to get Dire Straits out there because my phone's here next to me. I'm going to get Dire Straits adverts in my feed because I know they're always listening. They're always watching. You don't need a fucking microchip injection. Ever.
Yeah. Sure. And that would never work in any ways because where would it hold on to? What would it do? What responders are going to? We already went over this multiple times on this stream because I have microchips and LEDs implanted in my body. But anyways,
no one reads the terms and conditions. And the second you scroll up, you always scroll up to the bottom of the and say accept. You always do that on the terms and conditions, and it goes with Amazon, all of that nonsense. So they're basically allowed to record and listen to you. I'm not saying they've got trillions of people listening to everyone all the time.
No, but AI is listening.
They listen to keywords, obviously.
Yeah, but Drusilla, if as soon as Dog has them, I'm gonna fucking try and hack the shit out of those things.
Jesus. Okay. Anyways, let's crack.
Yeah, I reckon Brian
just to annoy him.
I'll just be doing a Hitler walk all over fucking Europe.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's crack on.
Dude, that was funny. I use that.
Wow, that looks fucking amazing.
Hey, Commander.
Commander. Holy shit, man! That is next level.
Yeah,
that is nice. Yeah.
That's just one false thing, yeah.
It is that you hear the leg, but otherwise, if you have pants over that and the shoe, you wouldn't notice.
Holy
shit, man!
Things like that. I've seen artificial legs where they have like feet you could put on to look like feet, put socks and shoes on, or you can have like the running feet where it's the flap like that. Depending on what you're doing.
He's lost his leg,
no, but like how fluent
with a spinal injury.
But how fluent was that? Were you walking, man? Like, wow.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, that's cool.
But then again, like, we can also make robots that walk that fluently. So yeah.
Well, no, I'm guessing it's fair steps into what the sort of position I'm in. I mean, I can't. Well, I can do steps and stairs, but it takes me to do 10 steps. It'll take me like 40 minutes. It's just impossible because my legs don't work properly. As I say, all I can explain it as is if you sat on the toilet too long and your legs go numb, that's my legs. And
yeah,
that's a guy who's a lot, that's just a prosthetic linked into the nervous system. I mean, what about me who's actually spinally injured? Could that help me? I don't think so. I don't look at it like that. I just look at it as a guy with a prosthetic.
Yeah, if your spine's injured, legs like that aren't going to help you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I say.
it's going
I
to
think that's more
probably
people
get
that
into
have
spinal.
amputations. It hooks into their nerves, like FTFE.
Yeah, no, it would like.
He's supposed to be getting his artificial leg pretty soon.
Slim's right. Amputee.
Oh, that's cool.
But not, I don't think. But it's a start, isn't it? It's gone the right way.
Yeah.
I see that.
Oh, yeah.
I see that.
Okay, so anyways, let's crack on. Finland makes world's most sustainable protein from air and electricity. So let's see how this happens.
That depends on how you generate that electricity.
Yeah.
Well, let's find out how that is. Solen is made of dried microbes created by cultivating a dehydrating hydrogen oxidizing bacteria that are nourished by components from air. So they're making this thing, which is the protein, and then it comes out like this. What are they making it out of? Well, let's find out in a second. So the company in Finland,
all making pubescent teenagers wear these electric gloves.
You were cutting out for me, but anyways,
I'm saying if you give a pubescent teenager a glove that can collect energy, right or left-handed, it doesn't matter, and the world would be saved. And
hey, Doc, why do they have to be teenagers?
No, you just get brainless one of those. You just get brainless one of those, and we save the world.
If brainless is concerned, we'd never have to worry about energy again.
Okay,
Just
so
give
now
them
we're talking about
brainless the glove.
Yes, but now we're talking about sustainable food protein produced using air and electricity, which could help people around the world. So the protein is fundamentally made up of a minute of single-celled organisms, unlike traditional yeast, which depends on sugar as a feedstock. This just uses gases, specifically hydrogen and carbon dioxide. These elements are plentiful and often underutilized resources, I think is the right word that I said. I don't know.
It looks like soline, like protein, but soline.
Yeah. And then it's the company.
It's too close to Soylent Green, though. That's freaky. I don't know if I like that.
That is a little freaky. So let's go ahead and watch the video of how this works. Let's just. I'm pretty sure this is the right video.
Let's see.
Okay, well, I'm gonna read some of this.
Yeah, let's go back.
Direct air captures carbon dioxide directly from the atmosphere, and then they use an electrolyzer. Never mind. Sorry.
Electro.
Yeah. It uses electricity to split water into hydrogen and oxygen gases.
Okay.
So electrolysis. And then they produce a non-modified microbe, which is found in nature.
A non-what?
It's a non-modified microbe. So it's a naturally formed microbe. And then it
pretty cool.
It is as natural as a protein can be. So it's very, very natural. They've not injected anything into it. Even though it isn't grown by traditional means, it's still nature and what would happen in nature if you put these things under these circumstances. But it's not natural, not very often this happens in nature, but it's still a natural process. The heart of the product process is a bioreactor where the microorganism continuously grows. There's a lot of equipment to make that. But anyways, the microorganisms grow and multiply in a hyperdrive process, which is more efficient than photosynthesis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's a lot of stuff back there. But if it's easier to do than other things, then fuck it. After cultivation, the main stages of Solon processing are heat treatment and water separation.
Yeah.
I know there's a
The
lot
final
of stuff. Do I need to make my speech again, Slim?
No, you don't. No, you don't. We get it. That's why I was saying there's a lot of stuff back there.
This new tech costs more on the environment than it does to fucking produce it.
Well, maybe this is better than other ways. I don't know. But yes,
you got to look
maybe,
at
probably.
this long term and not short term, though. If it helps in the long term,
Yeah,
right?
I agree with Tom. Yeah,
and maybe this stuff doesn't take that much energy to do things. I don't know. I don't know. They look like a lot of funnels.
Look at the staircase he's walking by. He looks
Sure.
like he's in the middle of a nuclear reactor. Yeah.
No, it totally does. But if you go to any chicken farm, any processing plant for cattle or whatever, that looks exactly the same. So I don't know. So anyways, let's crack on.
The price of eggs are extraordinary at the moment.
Yeah, it's those goddamn fucking goddamn hens. It's the goddamn hens that fucking went on strike. I'm just kidding. Anyways, let's crack on.
You can buy a chicken leg in any store in the world. You can buy a whole chicken in any store in the world, and they're always there. They're always chicken legs, chicken wings, whatever. You can buy them, and the chicken wings in frozen chicken wings in certain, ranch sauces and all sorts. How many chickens die a day? I'm guessing trillions.
There's chicken wing places that just serve 1 million chicken wings a day.
But imagine the cost to kill chickens. Just chickens. No mind cow. I know McDonald's has all this shit.
So that's what we're getting at with but that's exactly what we're getting at with this. This may be a way to just make sustainable proteins without. And what are they going to use them for? Let's find out in a second. So the final stage of drying the product into a fine powder. And then from there, the entire process is highly automated and can be controlled from the monitoring room or even an off-site location. Yeah, we don't need to know the blah, blah, blah. So they can produce 160 tons per year of this. Solar food is what they're calling it. The protein hopefully will revolutionize. Well, that's what they're saying. I don't know. And so they didn't say this, but they're saying they can use this in ice creams and for fillers for other types of things where you would normally like stuff a protein into, like raviolis or things like that. So an additive to whatever you're already have, but you don't need a huge protein base like the size of a turkey or a chicken or something large. But if you needed some little itty bitty things, then you can take that powder and you can mix it into to make a paste, and then eventually make something that is, like I said, a filler for a pastry or A lasagna, no. What's the freaking thing called that spaghetti is? Never mind. Those things.
Mhm.
You can do that with it.
Is Jasper saying we're all going to eventually become vampires?
Okay, let me read this. TNC stands for the TN cannabinol, and it is newly discovered that cannabinoid that is obtained from CBD through a chemical reaction with hydrogen. TNC is a similar molecular structure to. Oh, it's just another version of THC.
It's not a cannibal. Nothing to do with cannibals.
No, it's cannabinoids. So it's just another. It's another version of pot. It's another version of pot. Cannabinoids. Cannabinoids is that 1980s horror movie.
Yeah.
Cannabinoids.
That really bad E movie that nobody
Yeah, it
really
was a
saw.
horrible.
Now it's a cult classic, right?
Wrong Turn was the one that got me. I thought, that is wrong.
Yeah.
And they made like 3 films of that. I mean, Sharknado 5. What the fuck?
There's a new one. There's a new one coming out. There's a new one coming out. Oh my god, there's a new one.
Seriously?
Yep. I just saw a commercial for it today. We just saw a commercial for it today.
Oh my god.
That'll be as funny as Police Academy 27.
And that's coming out later this year. And
Lost in Trump World.
Yeah, I remember the first Sharknado came up. People were like, "Hey, I want to be in that movie." So they're putting like celebrity cameos and all these different sequels and having them be killed by sharks in real weird ways. You know?
Yes.
Jasper, I understand. I was just joking.
Some cannabinoids. Totally.
Cannabinoids as cannibalism, and it just made it.
Shark. Yes, it's the next one is Sharks on Planes. That's exactly similar. Where are they?
Sharks off my motherfucking plane.
Thank you.
I think Sharknado 2 was where I think Will Wheaton wanted to be in it, so they put him on a plane and he was like bending over the aisle to see what's going on, and a shark comes through the middle and takes his head off through the aisle.
Yeah.
The only thing Trump supporters fund these fucking nonsense films.
Yeah.
Sharknado. I mean, what the fuck?
It was a sci-fi channel thing that they did.
I get it, yeah. And there's been like 5 films of that shit.
Yeah, no, there's a gazillion and a half. Anyways, let's crack on. So, this is what Colorado just passed. Listen to this fun, interesting, silly, weird. I don't know why yet we're doing this, but let's go.
Advances in artificial intelligence are leading to medical breakthroughs once thought impossible, including devices that can actually read minds and alter our brains to help treat conditions like anxiety, Alzheimer's.
But that technology raises privacy concerns. That's why Colorado passed a first-of-its-kind law aimed at ensuring our private thoughts remain.
I still have not seen any proof of devices that read our minds yet.
I think it's just being talked about, right? It's not a thing yet.
We just passed a law. So here we blow.
Private.
Here we
Political
go.
reporter Sean Boyd joins us live from the Capitol tonight.
Sean, this is really mind-blowing even to think about. Who has access to this technology?
Yeah, this is where AI becomes
everyone, believe it or not. You can buy devices on the internet right now that can, to varying degrees, decode your brain waves. And the technology.
No, that's not what
I
they
don't
do.
think that's how they work.
Yeah,
no, that's
you
what
can
they
probably buy a watch that reads your pulse, and I still don't trust that. They read your pulse, I get that, but on your body fat and these watches claim to do your body fat and your blood pressure and your blood iron level and all that crap. I don't believe that. I believe that it can read your pulse. I believe
it actually can do a lot of those, but it's not decoding your brain. That is the thing that doesn't.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. This, I'm guessing that everyone who buys this device are all Trump supporters.
I think there's sham ones though that claim they do.
So
when
what they
really
do
can't. right?
What they do like with hold on what they do with like cholesterol, because yes, they can take your temperature and they can take your pulse. The cholesterol thing is how much you walk and like what you eat and then certain other things that you do during the day, and so it's a guesstimation of your caloric blah blah blah. It's not actually poking you and pulling out anything. So it's just like fat guesstimation, how much saturated fat, and then sometimes in those apps you have to like put in what you're eating a day and other things. But there's nothing right now.
Yeah, but all these things you have to put in your height and weight, and they say, yeah, you're a fat fucker.
And
well,
the other thing is
obviously, but you can't lose weight through sweat. You can only lose weight through heart rate and breathing. That's the only way you're going to burn body fat.
I always say the best way is an orgy, but never mind. So what I'm getting at though,
that's heart rate and breathing.
That's right.
And a lot of strenuous, labor going on for a while,
dragon dildo,
like doing a lot of reps.
And all that shit.
Anyways, so let's
who cares?
Let's crack on right quick. And so, the best of our knowledge, do certain militaries have certain devices that, like, when they turn them on, does your brain like kind of fuzz out, or is there so many like how a flashbang works is it takes over 3 or more senses at once, and your body literally kind of shuts down. You literally just stand there for like 30 seconds. So that's why they flashbang you. They jump in, they grab you as soon as possible, because for a hot second your brain kind of like clicks off to some small extent. It's not decoding your brain. You're not overriding the brain.
Especially when you have a flashbang, it's pretty much your eyes and your hearing, right? It just kind of
and it's also a pulse. The pulse will hit you, and by hitting your body, hitting your eyes and your ears, it's overwhelming your senses enough to where you have no idea. Anyways.
Surely the pulse is the aftermath of taking away.
They have the sonic weapons now too for dispersing.
Yeah, well, and again, do they have weapons like that? Fuck yeah. Do they have things that cause you to be overheated? Do they have these directional weapons that do certain things? Yes, but are they decoding your brain and causing you to be a Manchurian candidate? Fuck no. And that's what they're talking about in this. That's what they're talking about in this.
They're over dramatizing it, basically, right?
Yeah, they're jumping the gun. They're already saying that supposedly these technologies are already there, and we have no proof that they are there yet, and especially to the levels they're talking about right now. Is there ways to manipulate people's like brains? Yeah, that's how a cult works. But is there a technology that the government
mentalists work like that? They can get you to think what they want.
That's how a magician. Yeah, mentalist, magician, all of the people that work as a the carnival games, everything is made to
be manipulated.
Trick your senses. Yeah, like a casino. The reason why there's no windows, there's barely any doors, and all the doors are freaking covered in something, or you got to walk through multiple doors to actually see outside, and there's no clocks, is because they're trying to deprivate your sensory of time. They want to make it so that you don't understand that you're there for 24 hours or long, however long, so that you keep spending money and throwing that money in there, and you're desensitized. And then they put in all the lights and the bells and the whistles, and then you have that little card, and the card that you put in that they have you get, so you earn rewards. It follows you enough times, and eventually it will find an algorithm with that card that you put in, and it will know how much money you put in before you stop, or how many times you lose before you stop, and it will start letting you win every so often, just like the apps on your phone for betting. Same kind of thing. They watch, and they have an algorithm that they know, and eventually they will be like, oh, you'll only lose 4 times before you stop or give up. Okay, well, every third time now we're going to do this, or we're going to do this, or we're going to pretend to pump money, oh, we'll give you a bonus this one time, and then that's going to set you on a trail for you to keep going, because we've noticed that you don't stop playing once you win. You know what I'm saying? Like if you win $1,000, if you keep playing and then you keep using your card, they're going to notice that, and they're going to be like, okay, well, we'll let them win every once in a while a little bit more.
You're right, Slim. I mean, the biggest commodity on earth is not oil, gold, it's personal information. That's what people need.
And that too.
Yeah. And scientists had this correctly in the 60s. They said after the personal information would become the singularity, and
yeah,
we're almost there now. So they were always correct.
Yeah, and you're right. Yeah, and you're right, stupidity. It was the ARAD thingamabobber that is the sound implement that if they directionalize it towards protesters or a crowd, they're able to get them to like not want to be there anymore. Like they may not like understand what's going on, but you'll see a divide when they start aiming certain things at certain things. Is it decoding your brain? Fuck no. And that's the problem with this weird legislation that just happened in fucking Colorado where I live. So let's crack on.
Yeah, but this is why
being developed by the likes of
this
Elon.
is why personal information is so obvious that it corrupts the super people.
But think about it now. You get online on websites and stuff, and they're selling some selling your information to third parties.
Oh yeah,
everything you do. Google does it. Everything.
There's cameras everywhere. I reckon because the camera puts on 10 pounds. I reckon that's why I look so fat. Is because there's so many cameras pointing at me all the time.
The other thing
I'm using, I'm sticking with it. So
go for it. Yes. The other thing that makes me laugh my arse off, especially with these conspiracy theorists that are like, blah, 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 they're taking my personal information and the government and blah, 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 the globalists or whatever.
Yes.
They hold this next to them constantly. They're always next to this. If you want to be fucking away from fucking everything, do not keep this next to you, dumb cunt. I mean, literally, don't show your life away to the governments because literally FBI doesn't even need to spy on anybody anymore because like literally they just go to their Facebook and they're like, oh, Billy Joe Bob is here today. And they're hanging out with their cousin who has a warrant. Oh, well, now we're just going to go meet up with them and just, you know what I'm saying? Like you give out so much of your information.
And on the same token, if you're going to bitch about phones and things following you and being able to be tracked, don't sit there and complain about technology and be anti-science while being on that technology.
Yeah.
It was made with science.
Yeah,
It's
they're
the
on
same
their
thing.
cell phone complaining about it when they're using that tech. And,
Or the technology I made them for them to be able to drive a car. That was science used there too.
And
it's like so dumb.
Also, when Facebook and the likes have given you this information to these advertisers, they'll offer you shit for free. Look at Trump. You say, I'm giving you a free gift. But when you click on that link, you've got to pay $500 or whatever and this and that just to get to your free gift. There's nothing in this world for free. You need work your ass off. And there's never anything in this world for free because there's greedy bastards in this world.
Just like when I had sex with that girl last night, I ended up with an STD. Nothing's free. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but that's a perfect point. You get nothing for free in this world.
Yeah. So, anyways,
you
let's
work
crack
to be
on.
your own person, and when you're your own person, then you can acknowledge the fact, and you're not this greedy bastard like Trump is, or these billionaires that just don't care about anybody but themselves. That's when you care about other people. That's I think that's freedom. Caring about other people. That's my
Yes. And let's crack on with more of what the hell is going on here that the Colorado is just freaking passed.
Elon Musk, Apple, Meta, and OpenAI can change, enhance, and control your thoughts, emotions, even your memories.
I'm glad we do.
It's the dawn of a new era filled with promise and peril.
Thing you wanted to do, you can move your computer with your mind and you can control it with your mind.
Yeah, but nobody else has control over this other than outside of this thing you put on your fucking head,
with
you
your
weirdo.
eyes and not so much with your brain so much, but it probably tracks your eyes and stuff too.
Yeah, and again, it's an internal
It's
system. There's not an external system for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not
this
reading
is
your
not
brain waves.
No, and again, it's an enclosed internal system. eventually, if everybody has like a brain thingamabobber or some kind of thing they wear, then yes, that may be a thing that you can hack into eventually. But right now, who's trying to hack into this dude? They're literally trying to hack into banks, freaking accounts where they're going to actually make money off of it. How are they going to make money off of hacking into this old dude's brain? He may be a smart dude, and maybe he is, but
yeah, the
what
thing
are
I
they going
see
to
this
get out of it?
technology being really, really good for is people that have like locked in syndrome, or where they can only move their eyes, or people that are quadriplegic or something.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what
For
this
medical-
is being made for.
Exactly. It's not made just to be,
This isn't made for some dude who just wants to sit around and play WoW
and be
with his
lazy and not
eyes.
have to use his hands anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
He can just sit there, be eating pizza the whole time
Right.
while he's playing, fighting fucking goblins in WoW or something,
Playing
or
COD or
playing
something.
GTA.
Yeah.
COD or GTA or Red Dead or something, instead of him actually like moving a controller, which takes no fucking amount of power. That's not what this is geared towards. It's geared toward people that have disabilities, physical things, maybe missing fingers, maybe missing one hand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
This is for, like Mama was saying, for people that have either a mental or a physical disability, so that they can be able to use technology more, just like if you were quadriplegic in a wheelchair, and then you're able to use this to steer or power or talk to other people in your wheelchair, or use that to communicate with the world around you easier with this. And that's has nothing to do with external brain computing power or somebody trying to decode or recode your brain through this, because it is not nothing can get external into it. You can't hack this technically. There's not enough hardware with a software that you could hack this. That's not how the world
You'd
works.
have
You
to
can't
hack.
thing.
If it were truly your brain putting output for this, you'd have to hack the person's, literally hack their brain.
Yeah, and this computer chip that makes these neuron thingy-mabobbers go and cause as sensors to react to something, whatever. I don't know what they're reacting to, but there's nothing in there that you can hack. There isn't a small computer, just like getting a vaccine or getting a shot, and then you have a microchip in you. There's nothing that would make all of that work together for it to be cohesive enough for an external party or a third party, second party, not you, to take something over for you to be hacked to where they can make you, like I said, a Manchurian candidate. And I'm getting that right, correct? It's where somebody is deprogrammed or programmed, and when you say the right word, then they go and assassinate somebody or something, right?
They're flips and they have no clue what they're doing,
Yeah, and they just immediately like go on their mission, whatever they were supposed to be
Think
programmed
like a
to
sleeper
do.
cell, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sleeper. Sure. Thank you, Mama. That's the other way to say that. So again, that's not how this works. That's not any of this works. But let's crack on and see what they're talking about as of right now.
The humans work. Slim, the humans work the way that I've got a friend of mine that he's basically put flags outside my flat that says, King Billy. And July the 12th is the Irish Reformation of when it's basically religious, and anything that I don't want to bore people with the Irish King Billy and Catholics and Protestants row, but
get to
anything like a flag or a cap with a name on it, or it's or a T-shirt even, it's propaganda to me. I don't understand why other people can't see that. It's just propaganda. It's promotion. And propaganda. That's all it is.
Sure. Hey, Pet Dragon. Welcome to the Insanity.
Hey, Pet. Hey, Tank Girl.
You got a bottle of Eagle Rare. I'm gonna guess that's a whiskey. Am I wrong?
Yep.
Tell me.
Sounds like a whiskey to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say a bourbon, but I think it's gonna whiskey. What if this is to prevent bullshit devices and bullshit artists from claiming that they are devices that can read minds, and so that Trump can arrest people for? Sure, maybe. I don't know. But let's listen to more of what's going on. And we already know about the nanotechnology that's already going on. And we've talked about that a gazillion and a half times. I thought so. Yes, it is a whiskey.
Okay.
Hopefully it is awesome to drink. So let's crack on with the risks of this.
Data insurance companies could use to discriminate, law enforcement to interrogate, and advertisers to manipulate. Government, too, could get into our heads and potentially alter our thoughts, emotions, and memories as the
Well, what is that freaking movie or TV show where you get commercials? I think it was on Futurama, or I don't know. But people were getting commercials in their vision in between certain things, or they'd be walking somewhere and they'd see something and then they'd get a commercial.
There's a few things like that I can remember.
Cinemas where they they pump the smell of hot dogs, or they pump the smell of popcorn into the cinema, where you just feel hungry. You have these flash images where you would never realize it was so subliminally you would.
Subliminal messages.
That's why they made that. That's why they made that illegal in the 60s.
No, it still goes on. Trust me.
No, I get no, totally. But now you can only have to do it in a certain way. But yes, there's way to subliminalize. I think it's Burger King that pumps out their whatever in a certain way, so that if you're anywhere around it, that you will smell the barbecuing of the meats or whatever.
Yeah, you would.
There's a couple other places that do that, I think, as well. That they've proven that they do that. But
okay, yeah, Commander. Okay, she said that was
okay.
He said that was Futurama. Yeah.
Okay, that was that.
There's been a few like Dark Mirror, Altered Carbon. They've all kind of dealt with that in some form or another.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Family Guy and American Dad. They've all dealt.
No, I'm pretty sure almost everybody and their mom has fucking done something on it.
It's a major trope in everywhere.
Yeah, because that is a thing that obviously is something that's very scary to the zeitgeist of the humans, because having something pumped into your brain that you didn't actually ask for. It's not like turning on a television channel and then pumping in the commercials and you're like, oh, I'm watching the channel, so I guess I'll watch the commercials. If it's being pumped into your brain immediately, no toad shite, then you're like, what the yeah, and Disney does the same thing. Yeah, they use artificial smells at times. They pump popcorn smells and a couple other things around to drive you certain ways, and then after you get off, they will put in certain smells. You were like, no, I'm hungry. Oh, I want food, or or I. Or now I'm gonna go this way because I smell like the water stuff. Let's go to the water park or whatever. Like they directionalize stuff, and that's definitely manipulation. I don't remember who was the godfather of the commercial, but that person studied the human brain and they figured out a way to get you to do certain things in certain types of advertisement, and that's what the television industry and newspaper industry has been using for the last since the 1940s or something, I think, is when that thing went in. And I don't remember the guy's name, and hopefully soon I'll remember, and we can go over him, about the godfather of advertising. And if you want, you can literally just put that in YouTube, and the godfather of advertising will come up with documentaries about this person who figured out how to fucking get you to buy cars, and get you to buy soda, get you to buy everything under the sun, because you need it. Because if you're without it, then are you living the American dream? If you don't have that Model T car, if you're not sucking down a Slurpee, if you're not having sex with the pool boy, then you're not living the American dream. So you need these things, right? Anyways, let me.
Can I throw my 3 cents?
Go ahead.
I got my PhD in advertising psychology, and I agree with everything you said. I really do. I had a choice. I had psychology, criminal psychology, this and that. But even even in university, the advertisers were there throwing, "Come to here, you'll make a lot of money." And I did make a lot of money, I have to admit. But I had to, degrade people, or not degrade people, but just basically, advertising psychology now is basically marketing.
Yes, exactly. And it's like different colors, different things. Yeah, and Pet Dragon. Yes, we talked about that earlier. The casino thingy-mabobbers and the way that they do, and exactly. And the lights and the colors and the way that they flash and the way that everything moves and things around you and the way that you sit when you sit in front of a one-armed bandit, which is the pole
slot machine.
the slut machines. The way that you sit, it makes it like, if you look at them nowadays, there's like sides around it, so you're actually like inside of like a booth almost.
So you're focused just on that slot machine and not the inside you.
And if you notice, they're either metallic, reflective, or they're black. So that when you're in there, all you do is see either yourself or that reflection of your, internal, and it makes you just feel like you're delved into this whole thing. You're stuck inside that game. It's crazy, all of the fucking mental shite. And I wish I remember the name of the godfather of advertising, but if you go and read like all the writings that he did about how he convinced all these companies to do all these things, like he helped the cigarette companies. He's like, oh, if you make a doctor say that it's good for them, even if they aren't real, like then everybody's going to be like, oh, well, a doctor says if I smoke 20 cigarettes a day, especially while I'm pregnant,
that's
my
probably how
baby's
they
going to
got
come out.
pregnant women to smoke, exactly, and have the drink. You
and-
can have a drink and smoke if you're pregnant.
That's all about advertising. And
it's all about convincing and
Doctor.
tricking you.
I'm a doctor, reality,
Yeah.
but I will not call myself a doctor. I will not PhD or end of anything, because everything. I mean, what we used to do back in the old days was, try and convince people. It was all about the in panty line. It was all about the blue water, never red.
Yes,
It's all about that nonsense.
Like, you
It's
don't
all
want to do
about
red water. No, I can see that.
But now, this is why advertising companies are going to gaming, because gamers, especially mobile phone gamers, they're the big hit. Because nowadays, people don't fall for that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Really don't. And the point being is because the likes of Facebook, Twitter, all that crap, you can just click. No one scrolls through the terms and conditions and reads them ever. They're already in your life, already.
Right.
In your life. And they know everything about you. And when you click accept on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, they've got access to your microphone and everything on your phone, all your interests and what you do. And although it's only AI that's picking up, spam words or keywords or whatever you want to call it, they will just get into your shit for no reason whatsoever. Because that's what they want. It's all about selling shit. That's what the world is. The most biggest commodity on planet Earth is private information. At the moment, it's bigger than oil, bigger than gold, bigger than diamonds, even.
Yeah, and especially if you can get a nude photo or a sex video of somebody, that is
absolutely,
way more. You literally could ask for anything if somebody doesn't want it. Anyways, let's track.
And when people get to a certain age, you always use the same password. But you always offer a password on Microsoft or wherever you're on. You always offer the password. Fucking use it and then save it. They're the safest passwords on the planet. If you use the same password for everything ever, you're going to get fucked. In the future. You will.
Okay, so let's crack on with what the law is stating.
While medical research facilities are subject to privacy laws, private companies that are amassing large caches of brain data are not. And based on a study by the Neural Rights Foundation, 2/3 of them are already sharing or selling the data with third parties. The vast majority of them also don't disclose where the data is stored, how long they keep it, who has access to it, and what happens if there's a security breach. Which is why Pazowski, medical director of the foundation, led the passage of a first-in-the-nation law in Colorado.
Wait, where are people going and getting this weird ass fucking brain data taken from
They're
them?
somehow getting it somewhere.
What
That's what I was
is
going to say.
going on?
Well, it's an act, obviously.
Is there third parties that are just like being like, hey, come in here and I'll give you $50 and a muffin, or a cookie
Some
if
guy
you
in a
let
trench
us
coat,
like
"Hey,
hook up your.
Come here,
Yeah,
come here.
let-
I got these
let me
hard
hook up
drives
your-
with some data on there for you.
Hey,
you want one? You want to buy one?
You're walking up to 7-Eleven to go buy a Slurpee, and then somebody's like, psst, psst, come here, I got a van out back. You want your brain data? You want some brain data, or something? And it's like, what?
Right.
And you're like, hey, I'll give you $50 and a freaking Slurpee if you come back
Right,
here and
right,
get in
right.
my free candy van so that you can get your brain data. I don't understand what third parties are doing this per se.
I'm pretty sure in America, with anyone with a microphone standing outside anywhere will attract pricks.
Sure. But what the hell is going on here? I don't understand who and where these things happening per se. Because most medical facilities already have laws against them that says that they cannot share certain the HIPAA Act, the HIPAA or whatever.
The Hippo Act.
Yeah, the HIPAA Act.
Classic.
But anyways, let's crack on a little bit more.
Colorado that includes biological or brain data in the State Privacy Act, similar to fingerprints, if the data is being used to identify people.
This is a first step, but we still have a long way to go.
And with
we're not even close to this, you weirdos. I don't even know why
No,
we're going
exactly.
over this weird shit.
But they're
Damn
getting
it.
prepared, Slim. They're getting prepared for the future.
I get it, but we need to go over so much more crap first, and this actually needs to be put on.
Right.
Okay, I guess a local level should be something first, but eventually it literally should be a Supreme Court thing, and we should be talking about this on a larger level when it becomes a thing, when we have people that can actually go up, because these people didn't even ask any of us that have gone through this whether it has stolen, whether it is okay, where there is or where there isn't. They didn't interview anybody from any of the organizations that they said that these things are coming from. So again, we don't have enough information.
From a different perspective, medical issues only fail in America because of greed. America is equivalent to third world countries on medical aid.
Is Brazil? Is Brazil still really, really high up? I don't know. I'm sorry.
American greed has made the pharmaceutical company and the medical company because of insurance and shit like that. The worst sort of aid in the world. It is really, really pitiful. Because there's a lot of people that die in America because they don't have insurance, or they don't have this, they don't have that, they can't afford to pay for meds and things like that. Here in Britain, I see that, but most of the world it's free. This sort of health insurance.
I know.
It's free. Yes. Oh no, I'm not against you or
but we totally see that, and we know that it's fucking horrible here. It's insanely silly.
But the American greed, which is a thing in the world, believe it or not, American greed is it just epitomizes every sort of humanity or humanist, whatever you want to say, ability that everyone ever has. Although I love America, I really do. I've been there many times.
America, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. But apart from the health side of America, it's pretty shit. It really is.
Now, I know.
You got people that can't afford medicines. Why can't they afford medicines? And why is Joe Biden saying, I'm going to make this and that and this and that, and medicines available to everybody? Here it's free. Medicines are free here. Well, I could say it's not free. I could say it's free. It's not free. We have to pay taxes for that. It's all involved in our taxes. And we have our downfalls, the National Health Service in the UK. We have our downfalls. We say, in America, I had a stroke in America in 2019. And I was so looked after. But here in Britain, if I had a stroke here, I would be fucked up. I'd be on a waiting list.
Jesus. Okay.
So, paying for medicine is good, but not paying. But I'd sooner be treated quickly rather than.
That's why my plan is when I start feeling ill, I'm just gonna fly to Canada and just be my appendix burst in Canada. Oh, never mind. I'm just kidding. Anyways.
Yeah, but because you're worried about.
They'll send you a bill. Then they will send you a bill for payment.
No,
for
Canada technically.
You're not a resident of Canada. Residents of Canada don't get the free health.
Visiting with a certain thing, there is certain cases. But anyways, I was joking, and yes, obviously that would be the simple solution. And I probably would end up in Mexico.
The National Health Service of Britain, and it's still free healthcare there.
If that happened to me, I'd probably end up in Mexico at a veterinarian's, a vet trying to fix my things. And if you don't know, there's a joke in that from Archer, so look that up. Anyway, let's crack on with. We're gonna end on this.
Hey there, lover, I got a deal for you. Two in the think it's true. It's not a dream, it's not a joke. Just let me in, I'll make you moan and God. Bacon, one in the steak. It's a recipe for a good time. I think don't be shy. Just give it a try. You'll be feeling good and you'll be flying high. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds wild. But trust me, lover, it's worth a try. Just let me do my thing and you'll see. You'll be feeling good as can be. One in the pig and one in the steak, it's true. It's not a dream, it's not a joke. Just let me in, I'll make you moan and talk. One in the pig and one in the steak. It's a recipe for a good time. I think don't be shy. Just give it a try. You'll be feeling good and you'll be flying high. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds wild. But trust me, lover, it's worth the trial. Just let me do my thing and you'll see. You'll be feeling good as can be.
Oh, I was hoping to hear the word "she shut on my dick."
That was no
advertising.
No, that was the name of the album.
Yes.
Right.
So it was not the name of the song. It was the cover of the album. It was "She Shut on My Dick" was the name of the album. So yes.
I would do that.
So, anyways, thank you all.
Not any of that, scenario, but yeah, I would probably not. I would put it as an album name rather than a song name.
I think that they have a song called that, but we haven't played it yet because I'm not really into that. I like playing songs of things that I'm into.
Yeah,
so,
you are well. You don't even
No,
deny.
I'm into butt stuff.
What?
I'm into butt stuff, but not the thing that comes out of there.
You can lick my arm and I'll fist you.
Well,
You're well into that, mate. You're well
no,
into
but
that.
Still does not
AI
involve shit.
Song.
No, normally everybody douches first and we take showers and we clean out ourselves before we play. So there's usually, hopefully, no fecal
you're
matter
clean.
involved. Hopefully, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then afterwards we shower and all that. So that's not part of the play. I don't have a fecal fetish. I
Then I'll
like,
fist you.
yeah, I like orifices and getting inside of them. But other than that, that's as far as that goes. Anyways, so thank you all very much for being here. Tomorrow is Crackpot Conspiracies, and it's going further down the rabbits of the holes. So we're going to be going down so many holes tomorrow. We're going to delve
so many holes.
We're going to fist so many holes tomorrow.
Going
You'll
in so
see
many
any light
orders.
out of those holes tomorrow.
Jesus Christ. So, anyways,
And then
we have a lot.
Friday, Slim's on a plane to California.
California.
I'll be on a plane. Yes, I will be meeting up with the Schizma Crushers and hanging out
Let me
with
tell
him.
you a little story about a man
Well,
named Slim.
anyways, yes. So I will be hanging. I'll be hanging out
California,
with,
yay!
yes, exactly. The black gold. Anyways, I'll be
And
hanging
up
out with the
through
Schizma
it, they
Crushers.
come a bubbling crude.
And exactly. And then on Saturday, we're all meeting up at Flat Earth Pizza in Nevada, and we're going to have some fun, eat some Flat Earth pizza, and
break
I'm
your
gonna.
teeth, man. It'll break your teeth.
Yeah, well, the ice wall is pretty fucking hard. Anyways, we're gonna try to find out if anybody there is a flat earther, and if not, we'll make some content. We'll if people are willing, we'll do a small stream or we'll do some content there, or we'll do some
Right.
shorts or we'll do some videos. Whoever wants to participate in that, we'll do some content. I'll probably end up sticking a knife inside my nose, at the least. I'm
No,
not
there's a
bringing
song
any
title.
yeah, exactly.
I'll
Similarly.
sit in
Not-
the system of codes. I'll be there.
yes, and I'm not bringing any of my gear because I'm not doing a show, but we'll do some fun things. And then Sunday, I have to leave at 5 a.m. for my plane flight
Unfortunately,
because
it's gonna be a short trip, but
yeah,
should be a fun
because
trip.
they wanted $100 more if I was to get one later in the day and or the next day for some weird reason. So I'm like, fuck it, 5:15. I'll fucking go on the plane, I guess. So yes, from Friday
Well, it's probably
to
because
Sunday.
it's a shit time. And
No,
like,
that's exactly
that's
why.
yeah.
Sundays going home and even Mondays, they know people are leaving, going back to wherever they're from, right?
Yeah, weekends like that are always more expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. So, luckily Friday for that time earlier in the day, it was a little bit cheaper. I paid like $20 more, I think, to go a little bit earlier in the day. So Skits didn't have to pick me up at 10 p.m. at night. But anyways, thank you all very much for being here. Tomorrow
Thank you all for being here.
Yes, Crackpot Conspiracies.
thank you.
Further down the rabbit hole, or some rabbit in a hole, or we're fingering some hole that rabbits go in. I don't know what happens anymore. Even though
He's
I'm
gonna
the
fist
master
a
of
rabbit's hole.
Yeah, exactly. Similarly,
It's
I
also
hope that
7-Eleven
sounded-
Day here in the U.S. I believe you can get bring in. I'm not sure they still do that, but you can take containers into 7-Eleven and get like Slurpees in them or something.
Yeah, tomorrow they're doing the 7-Eleven thingy-mabobbers, and they're doing their promotional thing. I think you can bring in only things that are so big now. You can't bring in huge things.
I think they've limited it because people would bring in like
like kiddie pools, or this guy filled up like 16 condoms. He like bought like a pack of condoms.
God.
And he filled up every single condom in the pack. Yeah, and so they don't let you do that anymore. So anyway, we'll see all
Can I
the.
just say that according to Google, the driving time in light traffic between Colorado and California, I should say, It's just over 17 hours.
It usually takes you about 2 days, if not 3, to get there. And it might
Oh,
as well pass.
who wants to drive for 17 hours? That's shit.
No, I don't want to do that anymore unless I'm going on tour where we can't fly. And it takes way too much time and energy and stuff. So I'm definitely for sure flying.
It's quicker and
yeah,
you can
the
spend more
drive
time with
isn't.
skits this way, and
Yeah, and the drive isn't bad, especially during this time of the year. But I want to get there, hang out with everybody, and then get back, because I could take off Monday as well, but I'd rather just I don't want to not. We have a couple of things that we need to do for work to get orders filled. So,
right.
But anyways, and I'd love to spend more time with kids, but I don't want to. I feel like I'm gonna overstay my welcome or something to some extent too. So I just I don't want to overpressure him and his roommates or whatever.
Yeah.
And him meeting with his kid or the girlfriend or whatever as well, or however the things there's.
Well,
but we're gonna all meet together and we're gonna.
Luckily, you'll see Mom's boobs without a cat nestled in there.
I'll finally get to see them in person. Yes, exactly.
That's worth I'd pay that admission.
That's worth the $400 for me to fly out there and back.
Absolutely.
OnlyFans. OnlyFans
yeah.
got my cat nestled up in my boobs. That's all you see.
All right, folks. Thank you very much.
Cat.
And we got to 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's actually pretty good. Yesterday's stream got blocked in every country, and I had to take it out. So if anybody wants to go back and just click on yesterday's stream, please go do that. It's definitely demonetized.
I'm sorry. I just get into it and just say the wrong things all the time. And
no, it was because we
worldwide I'm a wrong
blah blah blah. But anyways, and then as soon as we end this, if you would please be so kind, please subscribe, share if you don't mind, and once we're done with this, please comment. Yes, please comment so we get more interactions. We're still at 728. And we're slowly climbing up, and eventually once we get to 800 we'll do an 800 sub special. So thank you very much, everybody. We're gonna say goodbye and we're gonna get the fuck out of here. So bye.